Guys, good morning. So I'm here to give you guys an update because I haven't updated you guys in a very long time. Well, I wouldn't say very long time. Literally maybe since the weekend, and it is Friday today. I can't remember when last I updated you guys, but maybe say last week, maybe Friday or Saturday. Well, it's a long time, and the reason is because I've been sick. I'm not even going to lie, I only started getting myself since in the last two to 3 days. It's been crazy, like really crazy, like it's been so crazy. So I want to end this whole treatment vlog or treatment process or treatment video, whatever. So I think the last time I updated you guys and they told you guys about the number of eggs we got and how many of them became an embryo, and we're waiting for the ones that would eventually turn into proper embryo, which is like, which not like which is the blastocyst or whatever they call it, blast something stage. That was the last update that we gave you guys. Over the weekend we couldn't get any updates because I mean it was the weekend, so we're waiting for an update to know which one of the eggs, how many of the eggs turned to became blastocyst or got to the blastocyst stage. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it correctly, don't come for me, I beg. So we had the egg retrieval on Wednesday, so the plan was to do the embryo transfer on Monday. We also knew that if anything goes wrong, I'm at risk of getting OHHS, ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome. So I do not have time to explain that right now, but I'll probably leave something shortly to really explain that. But yeah, so because I was told initially that I'm at risk for that because I've got lots of follicles, and also after the egg retrieval they told me that I'm also at risk because I had lots of eggs retrieved. I had 24 eggs, or they retrieved 24 eggs. So you know, they stress the ovaries and stuff, because the more eggs you bring out, or the more eggs they retrieve, or the more eggs they collect, the more your ovaries, you know, get stressed and stuff. I don't know if I'm using the right explanation for that. I read that it can also, slim people or tiny women are also at risk of that OHHS. So I guess that's one of the reasons as well, because I'm tiny. So it's been so difficult. Well, it was so difficult. Thank God. I will always say this, I will never forget it. Thank God for Andy. I know people will say he's your husband and you guys are trying to make babies together, so it's his responsibility. Yeah, I know, but I grew up in an environment where the woman will be sick, but she will still get up and go cook for her husband. She will still get up and take care of the kids. She will still get up and tidy. She will still get up and, you know, do things like that. Of course, I knew that's not what I wanted for myself. So I already knew Andy's not that kind of a man. But like I said earlier, I've never been sick. Since I've been with Andy, I've never really been sick like this, to the point that I cannot do nothing, that I'm puking, you know, I'm literally in pains. I've never been sick like that. So this is the time that I actually saw Andy. I knew, I've always known is definitely helpful, because even whether I'm sick or not, sometimes I'm in bed, he's already here tidying, doing the dishes, cleaning, doing the laundry and stuff. So I already, of course, I knew from the start. But it really, like, what is done, honestly, this past few days or this past few weeks has been amazing, really amazing, and I'm so grateful. And don't come and tell me, oh, you shouldn't be praising him publicly, he'll start. No, Andy is not like that. Actually, it'll make him do more. Anyway, so Thank God for Andy, because I do not know what I would have done. I'll be sat down in the sofa and I'll be like, baby, I need water. Baby, I need this. Baby, come and do this. Baby, go and do that. Baby, come and lift my head. Baby, come and come and get me my shoe. Baby, please go get my clothes. Like, I would literally, you see my favorite sofa in that living room, I sat there for literally all the time. Like, I'll say, oh baby, please, I want this. Oh baby, please go get me this. We would Google and see, okay, what would help and so, because I was freaking bloated. I had pains in my stomach. I felt nauseous at just any smell of perfume. I would really, really feel nauseous. But yeah, thank God for Andy. So I don't want to make this too long, because I probably would do another video to talk about the entire IVF process. Like I said, we had the retrieval on Wednesday, and we already, literally, because of how I was feeling and what they told us that would make them not do the embryo transfer, we already knew that that might probably be the case. But I was just hoping that, you know, I probably would get better before Monday. I was just like, oh God, God would do it. But as God may have it, as you know, life, literally, they say man proposes, God disposes. Yeah, you know, weekend came, Sunday came, and I was still not myself. I was still not there yet. So we went on Monday. The plan was, when we go to the clinic, we'll do the scan first to check if everything is okay before they can do the embryo transfer. So that's when they know if you've already got maybe hyperstimulation syndrome, or if you are really at risk of getting it. So when they did the scan, the nurse told us that, okay, this is what she can see. It is not, she's probably sure, she's definitely sure the doctor would tell us to not go through with the embryo transfer, that I've got, literally, she explained to me, but I know they remember. She said there's so many fluids, but Andy definitely will remember all those details. She said she showed me on the screen that I've got so many fluids, my ovaries are still expanded, or something. And you know that it will not be safe to do it, that if they pull through with the embryo transfer, that it might be, not might, that it will be detrimental to my health. Like, it would really affect me, because the ovaries are already stressed, and doing an embryo transfer, and if, well, I'll probably get pregnant, and if I get pregnant after that transfer, my ovaries will still get stressed, which is going to still produce more HCG or whatever. You know, it's really not advisable. So they said, even before she went to see the doctor, she said from what she can see, she's sure that the doctor is going to say the same, to put it on hold, to freeze the eggs. Yeah, Andy was like, we already knew, we already talked about it at home. So I wasn't bothered at all. Like, I wasn't unhappy about that news. I wasn't, in fact, I think I was relieved to know that I won't be going through any more stress inside my body, however. So I was actually relieved, like really, really relieved. So when she went back to meet the doctor, exactly what she told us that would happen happened. The doctor said, yeah, that we have to freeze the embryos and not do the embryo transfer. But you see, where I got really sad, like really, really sad, was knowing I have to start taking more injection. They gave me blood thinners injection, because they said what they saw when they did the scan means that I'm at risk to get OHSS, which hyperstimulation syndrome. Okay, it's actually OHSS, ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome. Yeah, OHSS. I'm sorry for the misinformation earlier. So they had to give me blood thinners, because they say when it happens like that, it thickens the blood and it could result to blood clot. Hey, this is joy. That the only time I remember being really sick that I had to take an injection was when I was really young. Tetanus injection. Like, I literally don't like injections and tablet, whatever. And they brought this. and there's 10 of them in it. So I have to keep taking this injection until my period starts. When the nurse came back to tell us about the injection, like, I just felt numb. Like, I wanted to cry at the clinic. I just tried to hold it. I was so devastated. That was when I became unhappy. Meanwhile, I already told Andy that whatever the case may be, whether we can have the transfer, whatever happens, I will just take it as the will of God. But definitely wasn't expecting to go through more injections. So I was literally broken, and Andy could tell. I was literally broken. Literally. I could not have it because I was just tired of more injections. I didn't want it. I didn't want to continue taking more injections. Like, why? They said if I don't, I'm at risk of getting blood clots, whatever, and I need to take that. And all this time I was also taking another medication to prepare my ovaries, I guess, for the embryo transfer. So I had to stop that, but that medication was an inserted one, so I had to stop that medication because they're not obviously not doing the embryo transfer anymore. Yeah, that's when my predicament really started. And this injection, they sting like hell. The first day I took it, before I even took the first one, I was already crying like so bad, and it was so helpless. I was crying, like I was wailing, crying. And when the injection came, when the injection went in, Jesus. So when you pull the needle, you know, you just feel the normal piercing of needle that goes in your skin. But when you start putting the thing, the actual liquid or whatever, when you start pushing it in, you start feeling a freaking, like, the sting is crazy. When that thing went into me, I cried. Honestly, I can't remember the last time I cried like that. I cried like crazy. It was so bad. The next day, the same thing, and Andy had to call the clinic to ask if there's something else they can do, that I don't like it, that the first time he gave me it, I screamed and I cried so much, and he didn't like the fact that I was going through all that maybe there's something else they can give me, or maybe I can stop it, you know. And the nurse said, well, if they told you to take that, then it's really needed. You can't stop it. If there was something else that would be better, I'm sure they would have given you that, but this, you have to take it. Not just because we don't want you to have complications from the treatment, from the whole procedure or whatever, from the OHSS. So yeah, I had to take it. But the next day, because I did called like 9 p.m. That's one thing I like about the clinic, they're always available to speak to you. So the day after, another nurse called me because Andy was at work, and she explained to me and told me how to take it. Actually, the nurse we called the night before told us, okay, we tried it the first time in my stomach, let's try it in my thigh. So we tried it in my thigh. I think it was the worst. So the next day, another nurse called me and explained to me how to, you know, ease the pain. She said, yes, there's actually, when you press in the syringe or whatever, it actually has a sting to it that really hurts, but there's a way you can minimize it. So instead of, when you inject the needle, just press it at once, you just need to go, if possible, take 10 seconds to do it bit by bit. So you put it small. I don't know if I'm explaining it correctly. So yeah, that's what we tried. So we tried that the first day, it worked, but after the needle, when the needle came out, it started hurting. I don't know why it hurt that bad, maybe because of what it is, blood thinners. But yesterday was better. So still hurts me, but not as bad as the first and the second injection. But yeah, so we've put off embryo transfer until, I don't know, maybe for a while, and I'm not bothered. I'm okay with it happening at any time. I just need to get my body back. I just need to feel on 100%, and I think I am there now, but I don't think I'm ready for the embryo transfer yet. So maybe, okay, we have an appointment, a consultation, video consultation with the doctor today. So I'll let her know how I feel, and you know, maybe she might not say, okay, we can proceed with, we can do an embryo transfer on so date, or definitely not this month. That's the update, and I just thought to come here and let you guys know, so I can end this side of the vlog, then you know, continue the IVF treatments when the embryo transfer, when we are ready for the embryo transfer. So yeah, that's the update, and I'm going to show you guys how my stomach is looking now. God, I was so, honestly, I'm so happy because I'm getting myself, I'm able to, you know, empty my bowels, pass out urine, not as bad as, you know, it used to be before. I still, after the egg retrieval, I used to pass out urine, but not like I would normally do. But now, you know, every time. So, you know, that's good news. I just feel really, so hopefully, they say I'm supposed to take this until my period starts. So I've got 10. So of course my period is supposed to come maybe before this or probably after this. So I'm hoping. From the first injection I took, I was already praying that my period starts that same day, but it's not coming. So I'm just hopeful and praying, because if it starts at any time, then I can stop taking this injection. I've got really sore breasts, like really sore. I can't imagine what breastfeeding moms go through. Like, it is really sore. I mean, breastfeeding moms and moms that are trying to win their baby. But yeah, so that's the updates. I've been through it this past week, like this past weeks. It's been crazy. It first started from the health scare I had. I'm not ready to discuss that yet. And you know, that the first day I got that news, I cried my eyes out for the whole day. And then I spoke to my friend Mercy, and she gave me, of course, spiritual prayer and stuff, and she spoke to me not to believe that report and be positive, blah blah blah. And that went, and I started injections that really destabilized me. And you know, and all those time, this is the only time I felt okay, aside for when it's time to take this. That's when I start feeling not okay. But yeah, that's the update, and I'm going to show you my stomach is almost back to normal now, and I'm so happy. There's no bloating, you know, there's no pain. Aside that, yesterday was 2 days ago, I started feeling like, you know, menstrual cramps, and that was when I was actually praying that my period will come, but obviously not anytime soon, or maybe it might come, because my period always surprises me. Not when it does not come when I'm expecting it to come. Yeah, so that's the update. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support this past week, and I'm so grateful to you guys. Thank you guys so much. We're so happy, we're so thankful. I'm so happy that I'm fine, and I'm so happy that I'm back to myself, even though I was enjoying the princess treatment. I still get it though, but not like the first few days. But yeah, I'm happy to be myself, and yeah, I'm happy to be back to vlogging or whatever. So I need to start creating content. So thank you guys so much. I love you. Bye.